everyone, this is Allison Fletcher. I am the Drunk Astrologer. Today I am going to be doing a pretty extensive pick a card reading on what is next for us. I did want to start briefly by reintroducing myself and the channel. So like I said, I am the Drunk Astrologer. I picked up that name because when I first started deciding to kind of in a way go public with the kind of astrology cards, everything like that. I was really focused just on astrology at the time. And I was doing weekly blog posts on Facebook discussing, kind of giving drink suggestions for the week based off of the astrology. It's something that I was doing up until a couple weeks ago. Unfortunately, I did have to take a small hiatus from that due to some personal conflict, where the Drunk Astrologer was discovered by people who decided to try to use it against me. They have not been successful, but I am still kind of just taking a break from it. I will be back at it here shortly. And I do weekly posts there, and then everything just kind of grew. I started doing more of the card readings, which is where the direction that this YouTube channel has kind of taken. And I also do spell work. If anyone's interested, I do astrology reading. I do personal astrology reading, personal card readings. I also am starting to do spells for people. I have been getting into spell work. I have been having a lot of personal success with spell work, and I'm working on developing spells that I can do for other people, in hopes that they find the same success that I've been finding. Kind of doing money spells, job spells, love spells, that kind of stuff. So if anyone is interested in that, go ahead and contact me. As far as this channel, I started this YouTube channel to make videos that I needed to see, is kind of what I've been doing. I am asking the cards, when I do pick a cards, I'm asking questions that I need to know in my life at that time. When I do astrology cards, I'm talking about things that I need to listen to, I need to hear. So I also, that extends to, I will do videos that other people need to hear. So just comment, make requests. I am a Leo moon. I do run off of recognition. So I've kind of said this before, but more subscribers I get, the more motivated I'll do videos. So if you like what you're seeing, feel free to let me know. Go ahead and subscribe. That would be pretty awesome if I could get a couple more subscribers just to kind of increase my motivation. In the meantime, I will keep doing videos that I need to see. And I will keep doing requests. So like I said, today's video is going to be pretty extensive, but a very broad question of what is next in our lives. What's next? So this really has no timeline type of thing. It's just telling us what's next. We could be getting some career answers, or we could be getting some relationship answers, or kind of just life in general, what's happening next for each group. Because I don't want to just pull a couple cards for each question, I want to do a small spread. I will be doing, I have objects here for you guys to focus on to help pick your group. So the green candle here, this is group 1, yellow candle is group 2, white is group 3, red is group 4. It's not necessarily going to match up with the candles. So the red candle may not be a relationship, may not give us relationship questions, and the green one may not give us job and career and money answers to our question. The colors are purely just to help signify the different groups. So go ahead and take a moment to pick which group, which candle is calling to you, and we will probably, you can pause if need be, but we will get started. All right, group number 1, we're getting started with you. You picked the green candle. So I have a little kind of 3x3 Lenormand one we're going to reveal here. So let's go ahead and get started. I think my hair just got in the way of the camera. All right, so we have heart in the center. Fish. All right, we're looking really good. It looks like you guys are kind of in a good place starting off here. Letter. Kind of gain some more information about love and money. Ring. Anchor. Fox. Lady. And whip. Okay. So what I'm kind of getting is that you guys are currently in a really good place. Potentially you're in a happy marriage. There's also kind of a potential for you're in a job that pays well. But I mean, kind of the feeling I get is that if you're watching this video, first of all, you're not sure. There's something bugging you. There's something that just doesn't quite feel right. And I'm kind of getting that there is kind of a reason for something not to feel right. So it's kind of interesting because I really am seeing that stable job, the stable marriage, being in love. But this lady up here in the corner is kind of telling me that if you are a woman, you have not quite found yourself yet. You are still looking to figure out who you are and what's happening in your life, what's going on. You're kind of asking, how did I end up here? There's a chance that your stability that you have right now is maybe even too boring. Maybe that's what's going on, is that you're in a situation that you're almost bored with. But I'm really kind of getting that you maybe haven't even found yourself. There's a potential that, yeah, everything's stable, but you're not having fun. There's a chance that the relationship that you're in is just not that exciting to you anymore. It could be that your job doesn't bring you fulfillment anymore. You're kind of looking for more. You're kind of saying, okay, I need more. And that's kind of what's next here, is that you need to find yourself. And to do that, you need to go. You need to move away from what you're doing right now. You need to find new things. And that's kind of what you are going to do. You are going to step out and look for something new, or try to go on a new adventure. My advice here, and this is kind of with the whip ship right here. The whip is very much a argumentative, difficult, like, situation type card. It's used to signify very aggressive things like fights and sex. And so that being right underneath the ship is telling me that you need to move towards that. You need to move towards what's causing this aggression. So, and in aggression, I want to kind of say, like, if you're not happy with yourself, there's something starting this. There's something causing it. There is a factor here that is pushing you to say, okay, something's not right here. I'm not happy. You need to go towards that. You need to go towards what's starting this aggression. And I really think there's going to be some information that comes into your life. Specifically, Fox is work. So I think there's going to be some work coming into your life, some information about your job. And it might be kind of, take a look at what information's coming in. Take a look at what new information you find, and take a look at how it makes you feel. Because what I see is kind of, you're kind of ready for something new. That being said, I think whatever is in your life right now, because we have the anchor is a good card, the fish is a good card, the ring is a good card, the locket is the good card. Don't completely run away from it unless you really feel like you need to. I think what's next for you is you're going to start searching for something more. And you know what? If you're doing these YouTube videos, watching these YouTube videos, there's a really good chance that your something more is spiritual in nature. If your something more is just kind of wanting to understand things better and understand the universe, I greatly recommend getting into card readings, getting into the spell work, getting into astrology. This is kind of, I almost feel like, I mean, I wasn't in a good place when I got into all of this, but it's kind of very similar to when I got into astrology, is I needed something more. And it looks like where you're at right now is good. You're in a good place, but I just see you wanting more, and I see going towards what makes you want more. So I think it's a pretty good coverage of the Lenormand. I'm going to pull a couple tarot cards over here on the side, just to kind of give us an extra idea of what's going on, and kind of asking the tarot cards what's next. So we have the Six of Cups. It's a very family-oriented card. It's all about finding people that you connect with. So I think that's another thing to look into. You may have a wonderful marriage or a good job, but you may not connect with these people. You may not connect fully. So kind of what's next is you're going to start looking and finding better connections. People and things you connect with more. All right, so we also have the Hierophant. So this is kind of telling me this is a little bit spiritual in nature. You are kind of going towards kind of a spiritual path. It could be the more new age stuff. It could be looking for a coven. It could be looking for fellow card readers. It could be going to a church. I'm never going to judge anybody for going to church. I did it many, many years of my life. I still have to go on important holidays when my dad preaches. But yeah, so it's I do see this being very spiritual in nature. That Six of Cups is very much a looking for people you connect with. I also pulled the Ace of Cups. So again, this is very emotional. What's happening to you next is dealing with your emotions. So this is going to be a very emotional time, but you're going to feel new emotions. You're going to be able to open your emotions up to new and different things. It's quite exciting. It's going to be quite terrifying, honestly. So don't be too afraid. But it is going to be quite terrifying. But what's next is kind of new relationships, new people you connect with, finding a new community, possibly even a spiritual one. And the best way to do this is by going towards the thing that scares you. Kind of just run headfirst towards whatever is making you nervous, whatever's terrifying you, just move towards that. And just kind of know if you're looking at this and you're not feeling 100% comfortable with your life, you're looking for something more. What's next is that more is going to come. And don't be too upset with your life right now. I do really get that people who pulled this group are in a very good place right now. All right, so I think that's it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns on this group, if you have anything else you want to hear about, anything else you want to see, any more videos, comment below. Feel free to like it if you enjoyed it, subscribe to help motivate me to do more. I would greatly appreciate it. All right, that's it for group 1. All right, group number 2, welcome to your draw. So this is if you pick the yellow candle for group number 2. We're asking what is next. So we're going to start by looking at the Lenormand here, the mini Lenormand spread. All right, so we have tree right in here in the middle. So our draw is going to be our reading is going to be a lot about spirituality and about health. We have clouds on top of it and child underneath. There is some confusion. There's possibly some new issues that you've had to run into recently with your health. I'm seeing some obstacles to overcome. Let's see. All right, so there are definitely some obstacles that you are in the process of overcoming. I see a lot of confusion potentially about your health, also potentially about your spirituality. There may be new information that's coming in. One of the things that kind of, so we have tree here in the middle, that's the spiritual, the health card. We have clouds up here is the confusion. The sun is going to move the clouds away and allow us to move forward. But I'm kind of seeing what we need to focus on right now is the new information in your life. So journal book is very much a card about kind of information, learning. Child is new. I mean, there is a chance that if you're seeing this, if you have children, you want children, or you may be in the process of trying to have a child, it could be a child coming. It's going to be a difficult pregnancy though. Hopefully not, but it's kind of what I'm seeing. The key, I want to focus on the key right now. The key is to kind of look at what's new information's coming in. That's what you really need to focus on, because that's what you're going to need to use to clear up the confusion, to clear up your problems. The Tower right there is very much a institution type card. It can be the card of loneliness. It can also be a card signifying hospital. So hopefully what's next does not include the hospital, but unfortunately there is a little bit of like looking towards that. But you have to remember, I work in the medical field in my real job. Hospital is a place to heal you. It is not necessarily a scary place. So I don't want you hearing me tell you that the next thing in your life is you're going to end up in the hospital. It could be visiting someone in the hospital. It could be a planned hospital visit, like a planned surgery that will help you with your medical problems. But it's not a bad, scary thing. It does not mean you're going to die. It does not mean you're going to lose a limb. It does mean the hospital is kind of clearing up your health problems and your confusion. This could, if the tree is signifying spiritual, it could be more of a mental health thing. In that case, if you are having issues with your mental health, I think what's next is asking for help from a medical professional. It's not always the fun thing to do, but there are times where it is necessary, and it is good for you. Feel free to, I encourage incorporating the card readings and the spiritual side with everything if you are having mental health problems. But like I said, the Tower right there is kind of hospital oriented. It's also kind of seeking medical help. But you really need to focus on what the new information is coming in. I'm trying not to take this reading too personally, but in my case, I do feel like I've had recent medical information come to light, new potential kind of reasoning, like a new potential reason for some of my medical issues. And so looking at this spread, for me personally, it's telling me I need to focus on the new information of what might be going on. That's the focus. For others, if you're not having not mental, but like kind of health problems in general, I guess this could be kind of focused on the new information for whatever's clouding you, for whatever you're struggling with right now, whatever burden you have right now. Look at the new information, focus on the new information, because what's next is getting help. And that new information you're being given will help you get help. So let's look at the tarot cards to kind of illuminate. We have Ace of Cups is a very emotional card. I see kind of learning how to deal with the emotions that you have with whatever is going on, whatever burden you are struggling with right now. The Ace of Cups is kind of telling me that like what's next is you are going to be able to deal with those emotions. That's what the Ace of Cups is telling me, is that you're going to be able to deal with the emotions. Knight of Swords, you are not going through this alone. There are people there to help you. There are people that care about you. And there are people ready to fight with you and for you. So the Knight of Swords, he goes out and he fights for what he believes in, which means someone believes in you. You are not going through these burdens alone. And this person is going to continue to help you and is going to help you through whatever step is next. Oh, goody. I'm so sorry if you picked group number 2. I am so sorry. Cause basically what I'm going to tell you right now is your life is never going to be the same. Your life is never going to be the same. You are not going to be the same person that you were a month ago. You aren't going to be the same person you were a year ago. You are never going back to who that is. When I see the Tower, it scares me because I'm a Capricorn. I don't necessarily like having everything upended. I like stability. But I'm starting to work more with the Tower personally and how the Tower really makes me feel. And one of the things with the Tower is it's going to happen whether you like it or not. So your options are either to, sorry, my camera's adjusting itself. There we go. So with the Tower, whether you like it or not, it's gonna happen. So you have to just let it happen. And the fight's going to be after. So something's going to upend your life. Your life is going to drastically be changed. Let it change. Let the Tower do what the Tower needs to do. And when it's all over, when it's all said and done, that is when you fight to rebuild yourself. So let yourself be broken down, but then be ready to fight to rebuild. Again, I am so sorry if you picked group 2. This is not a happy yay group. This is a very kind of terrifying group. Some positives I want to point out. You are not in this alone. You have a Knight of Swords with you. And there is potential. The sun is moving the clouds out of the way. The sun will clear the clouds. You have to let it. And you have to be ready to get help. I think that's the Tower here in the Lenormand spread is help. All right, so if you are still watching and you don't absolutely hate me for all this bad news that I'm bringing you, please let me know what you guys think. If you're enjoying my card readings, please go ahead and like and subscribe. If you have any more questions, any concerns, any comments whatsoever, comment. Let me know. All right, time to move on to the next group. All right, group number 3. This is all of you who chose the white candle. Let's go ahead and find out what is next for you. All right. That's a fun card to have right in the middle, the whip. Whip is kind of dealing with arguments, dealing with fights. Specifically, I think if you pick this group, you probably are having some pretty extreme conflict going on right now. Probably conflict within yourself. If you're a guy, you are definitely having conflict with yourself. If you're a woman, there is a man that you are trying to know what to deal with. And I think the key right now is, because kind of that gentleman key dog right there at the top is telling me that you need to befriend this man that you're having issues with. The moon right there is kind of telling me he's probably a very spiritual man, very maybe mysterious, probably very difficult to kind of understand. And I'm also kind of seeing that you maybe there's probably a potential right now for you to have kind of this unrealistic expectation. I'm kind of seeing that right now. I really am doing this as if the watcher is a woman. So if you're a man, you're the guy. So I guess maybe unrealistic expectations of yourself. But if you're a woman watching this and you are a straight woman or even, I guess, gay man, if you have a crush on a guy, you kind of have unrealistic expectations right now. I don't even want to say unrealistic expectations. You kind of have big expectations. You probably really like this person. You probably are really hopeful of things happening to them, with them. And it is probably driving you insane. That is what I'm seeing, is that this kind of obsession with this person is going to end up driving you insane. And the fox right here at the bottom, kind of opposite corner of him, shows me that he could either be someone at work, or the more likely scenario, he is a deceptive, manipulative fool. I'm not a big fan of foxes. Guys that kind of seem fox-like. I don't play that game. So that's why I call them a fool. But I'm seeing very manipulative, deceptive. I'm seeing kind of your best bet right now, and what's going to be kind of hardest going forward and what's next with this person is you need to befriend them. You need to kill them with kindness, and you need to not expect too much from them. Because the best way for you to move forward with your mental health is to let them kind of just not bother you anymore. I see the killing them with kindness type of thing. I have to do this with people from time to time. I have to kill them with kindness. It is not easy. It really sucks. But you can do it. I believe in you. And it's just kind of, if they really are that deceptive and manipulative, the best bet really is going to be to befriend them, not give them a reason to manipulate you. Because if they decide to start manipulating you, it may not end well. Sorry to say, but that's just the way the world works, unfortunately. So yeah, what's next is you are going to have to deal with this potentially manipulative, potentially even dangerous person that's going to kind of mess with you. But my best advice is just to befriend them, kill them with kindness. Let's see what the tarot cards say. Star. So that's quite interesting. They're going to be a very overwhelming presence. They are really going to make you feel good. They are going to make you feel wonderful. You are going to feel so important, so special. But remember, stars fade. Except for the fact that stars don't actually fade. They become supernovas and blow up into themselves. Like, stars don't fade. Like, they look like they're fading in the sky, and what's actually happening is they're exploding and then causing a black hole and sucking themselves back in. So, just a warning. Stars blow up. Take with that what you want. You can either be a star and not care, or just remember they blow up. The Hermit. Speaking of blowing up. The Hermit's not a bad card in my mind. The Hermit is telling us to take a look inside. Step away from the situation. Step away from the others. And look inside. I really like this Hermit because he's holding the light. He is learning, he is illuminating the situation and learning what he needs to know about it. And then deciding whether or not he wants to re-enter the society. In this case, the relationship. I don't want to sound preachy. I'm trying really hard not to sound preachy. You can go do whatever you want, but I think the Hermit card is kind of serving as a warning for those of you who picked group 3 to step away from the situation. The Lenormand cards are telling us there is a situation. They are telling us there's going to be a situation, or there's already going to be a situation, but there is a situation. There is a situation with another person that is going to be deceptive and manipulative and kind of difficult situation that's going to kind of cause strain on your spiritual and your mental health. I think the tarot cards are kind of giving us an idea so far. I haven't flipped over the last one. Of how we're going to feel, what we need to do. Let's see what this last one is. 9 of Cups. Huh. That is kind of interesting. The 9 of Cups is a good card. It's one of my favorite cards because it's this idea of luxury, of wealth, of kind of stability, but it's also this overwhelming. There's an overwhelmingness to everything with the 9 of Cups. So the 9 of Cups is luxury, but it's kind of overwhelming. And sometimes it can even get to the point of lonely. So I think whatever is happening to you guys, group number 3, there is a materialistic aspect of it. There is a money, wealth, luxury item aspect of it. I mean, for all we know, this guy that you could be fighting with is your sugar daddy. If you have a sugar daddy, good for you. If you have a sugar daddy, it's not going well. I do readings, have him pay for it. But no judgment here. I don't care if you have a sugar daddy. You can have him pay me for readings. But yeah, so it's a very overwhelming materialistic thing, though. Like the material aspect is going to get overwhelming. Okay. So this was not necessarily a fun reading. I just, unfortunately, what's coming next is going to be a very difficult relationship with a person. It's not necessarily going to go too well. It's possibly even going to get very frustrating. I can give you a bunch of advice, but that's probably not why you watch this, so I'm going to just go ahead and move on. If you think I'm too preachy, or you think I'm not preachy enough, feel free to comment, let me know. Feel free to like the video, subscribe if you want to see more videos, because the more subscribers, the more videos I'm going to be motivated to do. So yeah, that's it for you guys, group number 3. Alright, group number 4, the red candle. So we are going to ask, what is next? Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, we have the sun in the middle. That's a pretty good card to have. Some decisions. If you're a woman, you're going to have some personal decisions coming up here. If you're a guy, you're going to have to make some decisions about a girl. Oh, wow. This is much more positive than the other ones have been so far. Okay. All right, so what's next is you are about to have a very important but sudden decision to make. This decision is going to kind of deal with kind of potential. There's even this potential here for fame. Like there's this potential for fame, for being noticed, and it's a very important decision that you need to make as to if you're going to put yourself out there or not. The good news is everything looks good. Like this clover right here, this is an excellent spot for clover. The sun is very good. It is spotlight being shown on you, especially with the stars. And you're going to have to decide. What I can kind of tell you is that I think if you do step out and step out to be recognized, I think it will end well. But regardless, I think whatever decision you make is a good decision. You just got to make it. That's what the scythe is. The scythe right there is telling you, you got to make it. It's going to be sudden. You're going to have like a very short window to make the decision. Trust your gut. It's going to end well. It's going to, whatever you decide is the right choice. I do see this potential for becoming a big famous person. Kind of becoming a new person. But it all really looks good. It's a sudden decision. It's a sudden decision about whether or not you should put yourself out there. There's actually a potential here. Putting yourself out there could mean online dating. Putting yourself out there could mean doing a YouTube channel. Putting yourself out there could mean letting people know about something you're doing. Letting people know about a project you're working on. It's going to be a very snap decision. You got to decide in that moment whether you're going to do it or not. And that's what's going to happen next. I'm getting a really good feeling about putting yourself out there. No one has to do that though. You don't watch this video and feel like if an opportunity arises, you have to put yourself out there. But I think if you do it, it's going to be a very good thing. Sorry, this one's like way more simple than the other ones were. The other ones had a lot more complicated things, but I mean, in this case, bear is big. Star's sun is kind of like an internet fame thing. Lady is the person, like either, so you're going to have to make the sudden decision, maybe to go in business. If you're a man, maybe it's to go into business with a woman. If you are a woman, it's to get yourself out there. The cross is important. The clover is yay, happy, good, and the child's new. Like new things coming. So there's a lot of good luck here, a lot of good things happening. Let's take a look at the tarot card, see if that continues. The Empress. One of my favorite things about this deck is that the Empress does not look pregnant, which I appreciate greatly because not every woman needs to get pregnant. But it's kind of a queen. Again, this is kind of working theory as if you're a woman, you're kind of going to become your own queen. You're going to get in charge. You're going to be able to rule. You're going to become kind of the coolest thing ever. Maybe grow yourself some wings, skill, spectrum. I don't know. It's kind of cool. It's really good. Knight of Coins. So there is going to be money coming in from this. The one thing I like about Knight of Coins, it's going to be money that you work for. So it's going to be money you earn because you worked. That is a big thing with me that I appreciate is people getting money for what you do and what you like earning your money through hard work. So it's also, when you make this decision, it's going to be a learning process. Don't expect, like it's going to end well, but don't expect like you to make the decisions and 5 seconds later be a millionaire. Like that kind of thing. Like you do have to learn. You have to learn how, like if you are if this is you deciding to go out on YouTube, if that's what's happening next, you aren't going to instantly have 50,000 subscribers and make enough money to buy a Lamborghini that you include in your second video. I think that's happened to like 2 people. I think one of them like wrecked the fancy ass expensive car, which pissed me off. But you are going to have to work for it. And strength. I'm kind of getting this feeling, like, I don't want to be too encouraging to kind of put yourself out there. I'm trying not to be too encouraging, but I'm really getting this feeling that if you've picked this group, there is doubt in your mind. There's doubt in the mind that you are good enough, that you are strong enough, that you are important enough to put yourself out there, that you're going to be successful. I think the strength is telling you you have the strength to do it. You have the strength to put yourself out there. You have the strength to deal with whatever is going to come your way. I'm going to use the YouTube example just because that's off the top of my head. But if you go on YouTube, you are going to have dislikes. You are going to have people not like what you're doing, not like what you're saying. You have the strength to not care. You have the strength to say, okay, you don't like me, whatever, bye. You have the strength to, if it's online dating, you have the strength to do the 5,000 dates you have to do before you meet the one guy that's not a D-bag. Whatever decision you make, I want you to remember how strong you are when you're making that decision. The other thing about strength is also a card of patience. So be patient. Do not give up on your dream if it doesn't happen overnight. Keep working towards your dream. Keep growing. Keep learning. But yeah. This is, honestly, if you picked group number 4, congratulations. You picked the nicest group. Some of the other groups were quite mean. I was being quite mean to the people. I felt bad. But yeah, if you picked group 4, congratulations. And just remember your strength. And good things can happen to those who work. So if you have any more questions, concerns, comments, comment on this video. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what you want to know, anything like that. Feel free to like the video, subscribe to help motivate me to do more videos. Yeah, I think that's it. So, goodbye, group number 4.